Alright guys, so here's the thing. I just recorded like a 20-minute video talking about the things that I'm going to talk about, and the mic was muted. So here we go again. Anyways, I want to make like a new kind of series thing where I just do like sit down vlogs. I like doing air quotes a lot if you can't see me, because this might go out to a lot of blind people. I'm doing air quotes a lot. I don't know why. Anyways, I want to do like sit down vlogs where I just talk about stuff, and hopefully you relate, or it helps you in any way. Or if I'm, people say like there's always someone that's doing a little bit worse than you. You always got to think about that. If I'm that person to you, I don't care. As long as I'm helping you, or helping anyone, or like it makes you see a different way, or have another point of view about people with disability, again air quotes, or that kind of stuff, then that's what these videos are for. Or just distraction, play it in the background or some shit. I don't know. I don't care. Point is, do I look pro with this thing? I don't like hearing people because it distracts me and it makes me shy, and I don't want to talk too loud. So I have this on today. So yeah. Today I want to talk about like the real version of my vision loss, because looking in retrospective, it might have looked like, or I always try to talk about the positives, and I feel like it's good to just talk about the negatives now that for those of you who don't know, I've been blind for 6 years. When I was 14, I was diagnosed. I'm 20 now. Right, like now I realized of all the stuff that like I'm kind of like going back and going through it again, and it sucked ass. I'm gonna be cursing now, by the way. Sorry if you don't like that. I'm just gonna be real. So like at the moment, I kind of was just desensitized to the whole situation. I was 14. I call it the blindfold syndrome. Like I just thought I had a blindfold. I just needed to get it out and go back to real life again. Air quotes. It's I don't know. Like I said, at the moment I was kind of just like I just wanted to get it over with, and I was hurting myself without knowing it because I was so desensitized, and I didn't want to go through the things that I had to go through to be over it. But anyways, let's get to it. In March, 6 years ago, 2012. That's when my birthday is, March 3rd. Send me gifts or something. Anyways, I've always liked music, and I've always wanted to make music. Kind of suck at it after I tried doing some stuff, but at the time I just wanted to try. I was 14. I just wanted to hit stuff, or I thought I was gonna be good at the guitar. I don't know why. I have the brain of a squirrel. Anyways, that's exactly my point. For my birthday, my mom started taking me to drum lessons, like drum set lessons. And that's when we first started to realize that I was losing vision, because like I couldn't read the sheet music. At first I could kind of see it with a pencil. Then we started using pens because I couldn't see the pencil like marks. We started using Sharpies, like markers, because my vision was really bad, and we just like I didn't care. I was just like, don't tell my mom. Let's just jam out, make music and stuff, dude. The thing is, after a while, like my teacher gets concerned. He tells my mom about it. We just thought I needed glasses or whatever, so we went to the optometrist, I think it's called, eye doctor, whatever. And then like at the time I was just like, okay, we need glasses, let's get it over with. I didn't want glasses. I don't know why. I just didn't want them. Everything kind of changed when the doctor told me to like cover one eye, and everything was cool, or cool-ish. And then she told me to close the other eye, and I was like, whoa, where did the letters go? My mom started crying because like I couldn't see the letters unless they were like really big. and the magnification or like the glasses didn't really work at all. And that's when everything started to go on, kind of like, okay, what's going on? Um, so the doctor tells us you need to go to this doctor. And 'cause I'm from Puerto Rico, like I was in the top left side of the island, and the doctor, or like everything that was like city and like good, was on the other side of the island. We had to go over there. Um, Trying to get an appointment was freaking hell, cause it's a specialist. It's in Puerto Rico, like high demand, and there's very little doctors. Anyways, we go to this doctor. His name is Doctor Poe. Fuck you, Doctor Poe. I will never forget his name. Um, Anyways, voiceover is talking and it's distracting me. Damn it. Um, Doctor Poe. We go to him. That was the first time I got my eyes dilated, which fucking sucks. If you never had your eyes dilated, it sucks. They put like some eye drops, but they make like your eyes dilate. And then it like I was going blind, so I was like freaking out because like I could see like it makes your vision go like even blurrier. So I was kind of freaking out. Um, and then like he does like the whole vision thing. He checks my eyes, whatever. He pulls me out of the office, takes my mom and my dad there, which I think was the only time my dad went to an appointment. I have daddy issues. That's another topic for another day. Um, Thing is, the doctor. Fuck you, Doctor Poe. Fuck you. Honestly, he goes to my mom and my dad and he tells them, I don't know what's going on. I think it's lying, but just in case, let's get him an MRI done and let's scan his brain just in case there's a fucking tumor. This motherfucker says that he thinks that I'm lying, but just in case, let's fucking check if there's a tumor. Anyways, my mom gets out crying. She's like freaking out. She doesn't want to tell me what's going on. We get to the car and she tells me that we need to get my brain scanned, and I was like, so I might have a tumor. And she was like, yeah, and she starts to cry again and again. I was just so desensitized that I just didn't give a fuck. I just didn't care. I was just like, okay, cool, let's get it over with. The whole thing happens. I get my brain scanned. There's no tumor. Yay. And then like, yay, but at the same time, like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? We have to go to this other doctor, which was hell to try to get to, because again, specialists in Puerto Rico are very, like, they have a very high demand. Trying to get an appointment for a 14-year-old whose vision is a little blurry and they don't know what's going on, it's not really a priority compared to the hospital that we had to go to, and the people that were there. Understandably so, in a way, ish. And plus, I was 14, so that doctor wasn't even supposed to look at me, because it wasn't a pediatric or whatever. Thing is, we finally get the appointment done after like weeks of calling and trying to get it done and crying to a person to see if they have mercy and like let us get in. Thing is, from that point on, we have to go every Monday we have to wake up like 2 or 3 a.m. to try to get there, because again, it's on the other side of the island, like 2-3 hours to try to get there like at 5-6 in the morning to get like 100 and something place in the line, because the hospital was that full. To get there, to stay there the whole day pretty much, and to get home like at 8 at night or 7 in a good day. Thing is, after weeks of trying to figure out what's going on, we figure out that it was a hereditary condition that we didn't really know about. Because the last person who had it was like 15 years before at the time or something like that. In my family, of course. So we know what's going on. My mom reads the whole paper thing, and she was like, you have this, and like we kind of were researching before we even knew if that was it, because that was the only thing that could have been it at the time, and there was nothing to be done for it. Seriously, I still had the whole blindfold thing where I thought I just needed to like take it off and everything was gonna be fine, so I really didn't care. at all. Which kind of sucks, like looking back at it, because I should have dealt with it way better and not 6 years later, which I'll get to. Anyways, um, once we know what's going on, we try to see what we can do about it, which again was not much, because the only thing that was going on was an experiment in Miami. We tried to get there. We did get there, but I was 14. There was nothing really that they could do to me, because I was 14 and it was an experiment. It was high risk, whatever. They just took pictures of my eyes and used it for like a phase 1, is what they call it, which is basically to compare to other stuff and to see if things get better on people that they do experiment on and that kind of stuff. Which I'm glad that I helped. I think, I don't know. Thing is, we get back, at at this time, like, we know there's nothing that we can do about it. My mom doesn't want to accept it, so she's kind of like freaking out, and she went through her whole thing. And my brother's freaking out, so he's going through his whole thing, and I'm just like the quote unquote warrior that I had to be. So I kind of like emotionally carry them, so that kind of desensitized me a little bit more, because I had to be there for them, and I had to show that everything is gonna be fine, dude. Like, I'm not freaking out. I'm the one going blind. Let's just chill. Everything's gonna be cool. Okay? Cool. Thing is, there's nothing that we can do about it to make it better. So let's try to make my life more accessible with the whole going blind thing, right? We try to get the school or the education system to help me out and make my life accessible in school. That doesn't help. Fuck you, Puerto Rico education. You suck. We have to fight for, like, literally try to get, like, whatever, a cane and someone to teach me how to use the cane. We fight for all that stuff. We pretty much get nothing out of them, so we don't give up, but we know there's nothing that we're gonna get out of this, guys. By the way, fuck you again, Puerto Rico education. They suck. Thing is, after that, my mom's kind of freaking out still. Her son's going blind. I get it. And then we decide to move to Florida, which is where I live now. The whole thing, the whole change is pretty drastic for all of us, of course. My mom, my brother didn't really speak English at all. It's kind of more fortunate, because I was like a little nerd, so I like to play video games with my little gringos. So I used to talk with them a lot, like playing video games and stuff. So I did have a little bit of English in me, plus Disney Channel. Shout out. Thing is, we get here, the change is dramatic, because like everyone in the school system is like, how can we help you? And we're like freaking out, because we have the kind of like a little bit of PTSD from the whole Puerto Rico thing. So we're like, wait, so you can help me? And they're like, yeah, how can we help you? And we try to, like, we don't know how they can help us. I'm blind, like, I don't know how you can help me. How can you help me? And they tell me all the things that they can do for me, and they show that they can do them from me. And it was like, whoa, you can actually help me. So the whole thing was great, but at the same time, I was going through my own things, and I was just like, I didn't want to be blind. Like, looking back at it, I just didn't want to be blind. I didn't know it. I just kind of accepted it, that I was blind and whatever. But again, I was just so desensitized that it was like, I don't want to be this. But at the same time, like, subconsciously, like, my unconscious was like freaking out to a point where, like, I just didn't talk to people. I tried to use my cane in school, and people like stepped over it and didn't really care about it. Of course, there's high school kids don't go fuck. But you kind of understood. So I was just like, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop using my cane because of you, for you guys. So I did that. I figured out how to walk around the school without my cane or anything. I didn't really talk to people. I didn't really, quote unquote, look blind, so people didn't know I was blind. I just had glasses and headphones, so everyone hated me, because like no one could use glasses and headphones. But people got like detention and shit because like they used it, and like I walked around and they were like, but he doesn't have them. I mean, he has them, and they're like he's allowed, and like no one really told him why. So no one really knew I was blind. They just hated me because I could use glasses and headphones. Point is, um, I, I, I was like a ghost in high school. Um, I just really kind of like survived that time. Um, I don't know really how, because it was horrible. It really was. I was just a zombie. Like I just had got up, went to school, came back, like went to sleep or whatever. Um, without really knowing that I was like in a really bad fucking depression, and everyone around me knew it, and they tried to help, but I didn't want to admit it because I didn't know that was going on. I was just like, dude, it's fine. I'm a fucking teenager. Just let me be. But honestly, I was going through like the worst times of my life without kind of knowing it. I can laugh about it now, but like I realized this like months ago. Literally like 6 years after I realized that I was going through this whole thing. Um, anyways, high school is over finally. I graduate. They do like a little shout out thing because I'm blind and I passed high school, I guess. And everyone's like, "Oh my god, he was blind all this time and we didn't know." And I was like, yeah, hi, I'm blind." Anyways, I made like half a friend in high school. And when I got to college, I was like I finally realized that holy shit, I'm gonna be blind forever. And it kind of hit me hard because like again I just had the whole blindfold thing where I thought that like eventually, because the thing is everyone around me and people that I didn't know like just told me that everything was gonna be fine and just have faith and believe in God and everything was gonna be okay, which I guess at the time, I don't know, it's the right thing to say for them in their head, and I kind of believed it, which was kind of bad. But now that I like in retrospective, that's not the things that I needed to hear because it wasn't realistic. I just like yeah, everything is going to be okay, but I'm not gonna get better. Like my vision is not gonna get better. I just need to deal with it and just try to be okay with me being blind, which I wasn't until again like months ago, 6 years later. I'm still not because I'm kind of just working on it, but like it's good to realize that you're not okay and try to work on it. So motivational, me. Anyways, I get to college. Things changed a lot because like in high school, I had a lot of pity from the teachers because I was the blind kid, and like I kind of got my way through it. Like I got away with a lot of stuff, like not doing homework and that kind of things because I was blind. And college, it's not that they don't care. They just want you to do the work. They don't give a fuck if you're blind, which is great because it taught me a lot. And at first it was kind of like, wait, this doesn't work here. And they're like, nah, dude, you gotta do your work. So I had to do that, and I was starting to realize all this stuff. It's kind of horrible that it happened the way it happened. Like that I realized this because like it happened because of a toxic relationship, friendship. It's complicated. That's another topic for another day again. Um, when that whole thing happened, I was like in love. So like feeling anything was fucking great after you've been so many years desensitized. But it got to a point where I was hypersensitive, and when it hurt me like as bad as it did because of the whole toxic thing and because things just weren't working out. Um, I got into like a really really bad depression, which is it's mind fucking knowing that okay I went blind, it's cool, and then I go through a bad relationship and it's like I'm so depressed, I want to die. Um, but yeah, it helped me realize that I needed to work on myself a lot because I was a freaking mental mess. Um, and it got me to where I am now, which honestly is I feel alive in a way compared to like all these years because honestly I don't really remember much of high school or all the things that I'm talking about. I know like the gist of it because I went through it, but I was so just surviving that I don't really remember much. It's kind of weird honestly, like now that you're like out of the depression or whatever, it's like whoa, all this stuff happened. Where have I been? Like, what the fuck? Donald Trump is our president, dude. Anyways, um, this is kind of a downer thing, but I thought it would be good to talk about it, just because I need to get it out, and because like if anyone hears this and relates or changes their point of view about me or blindness or whatever, because a lot of people think it's like, oh my god, we're so inspirational because we're blind, and inspiration is another video that I want to leave for another day because I can talk about it forever. um the thing is, like, it wasn't as easy, or I wasn't as happy as I may have looked, and that's the thing. Like, that's the whole thing that I want. Like, if anyone sees it, like, I want people to realize that it wasn't as easy as it looked, or that I wasn't happy, or I wasn't okay with it, or I wasn't that warrior that you guys saw in me. It was fucking tough. Especially not looking back at it. Um, it wasn't easy. But if anyone sees it and relates, or if you feel the same way because of blindness or because of whatever, just talk to someone, like anyone. Like, it doesn't have to be a psychologist. You don't have to get professional help. Just talk to someone. Like Kanye West says, just say it out loud and see how it feels. Sometimes that's all you need, and you just need to realize and make it conscious. Like, be consciously aware of what's going on, and just work on it. That's what helped me, like, just figuring out what was going on and just working on it, because I was just surviving, and I didn't want to admit what was going on. So if I can help anyone, if you need to talk to anyone and you feel like you can't because you don't relate to anyone or whatever, talk to me. Like, leave me a comment or whatever. I'll try to respond or whatever, because I know how it feels. And it fucking sucks. Anyways, again, this is a downer video, but I feel like it's the best blind perspective video to make for, like, my first video, because I feel like people need to know what was going in my head, or what is going in my head. And I just needed to get it out there, like the quote unquote real version of what really happened. Because no one really knows, or no one really knew what was going on, not even the people close to me. And it's understandable, because I kind of closed myself in my own little bubble, and it was horrible. Anyways, if you guys want me to talk about anything, like, not only about myself, but like religion or whatever you guys may want me to talk about, leave it in the comments. If you guys want to see more, subscribe, like if you liked it, or whatever. I don't really care. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this, honestly. Like, I just needed to get it out there, even if it's just to myself. May this be the first of many. So, thank you guys.